Mike, Mike. Andrew, how's it going? Welcome, welcome. Natalie, welcome to the class, or the Zoom, or the get together. What do we got? Welcome, everybody. Give a couple more minutes. Let folks get settled in. Alrighty. Move over this way. Mike, Mike, check. 1 2 1 2. Welcome, welcome.
Hey, bro. Good afternoon. Good evening.
Hey, good evening. Good evening. I can go ahead and shut that one down. How's everybody doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome to what are we in? Week 6, week 7 of the Insurance Career Training Center Zoom conversations. We have had some excellent, excellent conversations. One of them being with Mr. Saul there, the business interruption guy. That was an interesting conversation about business interruption. We've had another class about doggone with Miss Mike and workers' comp. We've had classes on resume building, and we've had classes on the tools of the trade and how to use them. So we've done all of this good stuff. Matter of fact, let's just go and pull that up real quick. Just to recap for y'all, just a quick recap. Yeah, B. So again, our purpose with ICTC is to educate Black and Brown youth about the career and business opportunities within the insurance industry. Our goal is that if we can get not only us but them to see the value that we place on things, that maybe they'll also see the value in themselves, right? So we're going to provide the training, the tools, and the resources that they need to actually add value to the industry, not just start a career or start a business, but to add value to the industry as a whole, because it is some very lucrative opportunities in the insurance industry, and the doors open wide with the all lines adjuster. So far we've had 6 graduates. We've done more than 1.5 million in claim volume already. This is an old slide, so I wouldn't know if we probably up. No, we ain't hit 2 million yet, but we up more than 1.5. 1.51, but it still count, right? But with you guys joining us, of course, that count's gonna go up as well. Definitely applaud you guys for sticking around and going through all phases of the course. We're gonna, I think we have one more week after this. But again, we want to build a training and resource network, not just again throwing you guys out there, but we want to be able to, you know, give you some place to tie into, ask questions, reach out to somebody experienced. We want to partner with other organizations such as the business interruption guy or the law firms or other adjusting firms, so that you guys have opportunities and work and claims, so that you can go out there and make some money for you and your family, right? And then we want to grow a community of empowered people. So people of color. So again, ICTC is being sponsored right now by ALA of Texas. It's actually a partnership with ALA of Texas, in which ALA provides the field training for our ICTC students. All right. So again, we went through the mission for ICTC. We went through how to become an all lines adjuster, the classes that you take, the states that you start in, reciprocation. We talked about all the good stuff. We then went into rosters and resumes. What your resume should look like, some of the things that you should do, some of the rosters that you can join. Some of the people that you can reach out to actually, get some work. We went through the tools and how to use them, and how much they cost, where you can find them. Then Tamar did a wonderful job about customer contact to appointment, customer service. How do you talk to the customer? Some of the things that you might say or do when interacting with a customer. And then we had the workers' comp with Miss Mike. We had the business interruption with Mr. Saul. We had doggone uh, some more workers' comp from, well, what was the lawyer's name? Doggone, I'm drawing a blank. Table.
We had Miss, we had Jeremy,
Yep,
and then
yeah,
we also had Miss,
Miss Mike.
dang, it just went blank that quick.
Right? You know what I'm
Um,
saying?
Miss Roberta,
Roberta
Miss
Mike.
Roberta. There we go.
No. So we've had some excellent folks to come in and talk about their experiences. Also, some adjusters within the group also shared their experiences as well. So today we are going to walk through a general hell inspection. So mind you, we put it together. I think it came out nice. You know what I mean? So it doesn't have all the steps, but I think you get the gist of what an inspection is going to entail. Then also we'll go into a brittleness test. That's one thing I didn't show in the video. So we'll show you guys how to do that as well. So hopefully once you have all this information, you know how to become an adjuster. You know how to set up your roster or your resume. You know the rosters that you can get on. You know all the tools of the trade that you need. You know how to use all those tools. You know how to reach out to the customer and set up the appointments. You know how to get out to the appointment and inspect the property. And then next week, we'll go into an estimate. We're going to write an estimate for said inspection, so you guys get a complete overview picture of what it looks like and what it is, what it means to be a property adjuster in this case. As we continue to grow, as we continue to expand, we'll start offering more courses and more classes available for you guys. Right now it's just property. We'll get into auto, workers' comp, some more of that good stuff in the future. So stay tuned. Make sure you're on our list. If you haven't already, go out to our brand new top of the line website. So actually my share is still. Can y'all see that? Awesome. So ICTC. So we work hard, train. We work, train, and execute. So work hard, train well, execute on a high level. I wrote it down. So I'll go back to it. So essentially, we want to educate Black and brown youth about the business and career opportunities in the insurance industry. So go ahead and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Just show y'all this real quick. Yeah, show y'all we ain't playing. Actually, I gotta go back and change the link for Facebook. But let's see. Yeah, we'll start posting more content, more information for you guys. Also, I think we are thinking about starting like a group text where we're sharing just different job opportunities and different texts that come in from adjusters and put it out there. So definitely get a lot of emails and texts from IA firms and companies. Hey, see, so we got a job opening over here. So, probably get something together to where we're sharing that with everybody, maybe in a group text, whoever wants to be involved with that. Okay. Well, okay. Instagram acting stupid, I guess. It might be my internet. Okay. I just want to show y'all. So bam. Yeah. So we're still working on it. So we got Facebook, Instagram, and our new website, ICTC Online. We actually this Zoom series, as well as some additional content is available on ICTC. We'll go ahead and get that updated with the next couple weeks. But we just wanted to put it out there, get the website built, and put some information out there for you guys. You notice the online property adjuster program, the mentorship program, goes to ALA of Texas, and which all of you guys are familiar with and signed up with. So, cool, cool. All right, that's all I got. I'm showing off real quick. Baby.
So Cecil, real quick, do you need us to go in and put our email addresses through this site so that we can, when you send out the notifications?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Not
Okay.
right now. Yeah. So,
Okay.
now we got you guys in the system, so we are good to go. All righty. So, any questions? Anything before I start this video, or anybody want to say anything? Tamar, Nat, Drew, anybody? No. Okay. All right. Cool. All righty. So I'm going to play the Field Day Residential Property. It's a. Can y'all hear it? What's going on, my beautiful people? So we are here doing a property inspection. We received the information from the insurance company. Now we're going to do the inspection. This particular case is a hail case. Hail. So always start, get your system, go with the same system every single time. So what I do is I start with the address first. If the address is not on the curb, then it's going to be on the house. But you want to get the address first so that you know what you're doing if you're doing more than one inspection, right? So I'm taking a picture of the address. I'm taking a picture of the front elevation. Once I've taken a picture of the front elevation, now I'm going to go and check it for hail, for damages, right? If they had a mailbox, you would check the mailbox as well. Any soft metals that could be damaged, going to show that. So I got an overview picture front. So I'm going to take a picture. Now I'm looking at the windows. I'm looking for dings around the window sills. I'm looking for holes in the window screen. If they had gutters, I would be looking for dings on the gutters themselves. If they had like plastic pottery or whatever the case may be. Not seeing anything around the seal. I'm take a picture of this because if hail's coming sideways, it will hit it. Maybe cause it some splatter. At the bottom of the gutters, if the hail's coming down, you can usually see like indentations on the bottom of the gutters. Also on the sides of the gutters, you would see indentations. And so once you have, you're checking the gutters for any indentations. If you were to find an indentation, well, first all you want to, what size are the gutters? So there'll be 3-inch gutters if we need to. So if you want to, you can do that. You take a picture of the gutters. So that if you have to replace the gutters, you know what size they are. So we're just looking for any dents or dings on the gutters. Not really seeing too much of anything, so we'll continue and move on. Again, we're taking a picture, looking around the window sills, on the edges, the screens, any soft metals. It's a little box right there, should have some hail splatter. That's a little, I wouldn't see it. Hell, I might break the facade, I wouldn't think. Let me get it anyway. Now that we got the front side, let's go ahead and look at the right side. Want to get an overview, front, right, rear, left, and then we're looking for damage. Looking around the windows, looking for any damaged window screens. Looking for any hail splatter. Good place if they had like the little plastic cover over the water hose. That'd be a good place for it. Right here. If you notice this possibly could be right here. Take a picture. Windows showing that there was, so we're getting the windows that aren't damaged to show that they came out, there was no damage to the windows. So again, there's front, right? Since I'm right here, I'm going to go ahead and get in front of the garage. Same thing, garage door. Close up of it and looking for any hail dings, any nicks or so anything that's soft. Can you imagine if you were throwing rocks at a house, right? What are all the things that would get dented? We're looking for dents on the garage. Any other soft metals that are out there. Also any fencing. So also the top of your fencing could also show potential hail damage, which is called hail splatter. So you want to get the top of the fencing. Trash cans. Hail splatter.
This is a dog house?
I'm not sure what's in the doghouse, so I'm not gonna go any further. So when you have patio furniture, you're looking for hail splatter. Grills, you're looking for hail splatter. Any soft metal, anything that could get hit. I'm gonna finish up the garage. Rear. So, being that the doghouse is like exposed, you know what I mean? Like it's a good place to, check as well. Just like you can do on a regular roof. Then you're looking for essentially like dings, to where if you touch it and it feels like a soft apple, and, there was hail that hit there that crack the surface of the roof. Front, right, rear. Again, checking the gutters. So it's 3-inch gutters in the front, 4-inch gutters in the back. Called chalking the surface. So again, we're looking at the gutters, the bottom of the gutters. Look on the windows. Looking for any dings, any hits around the beam.
All right.
All right, so now that we got the front, right, rear elevation, any soft metals, any damages that we can find, we took a picture of it, we chalked it, we made note of it where the damages are. What we would do is actually draw it out. All right, so essentially I drew the house. This is what the house is shaped like. The front. In front of the house, garage. Right? So I'm gonna draw the rest of the roof as far as where my doggone
Fixtures.
my pipe jacks and the HVAC vents and all that good stuff. So I'm gonna draw that as, for example, right here. We put that right there for a pipe. This one right above it says 2 pipes. And we put pipes over here. 2, you know what I mean? So that I know when I do the roof, if I'm taking the pipe off, I know I gotta put the pipe back on. Now, as far as the front, right, rear, and left, in this case, we're gonna draw the right side. This is the right side. That's the right side of the house. So if there was any damages on the windows, I'll just mark it right there. I'm looking straight from the right side of the house. Alright, so that's the other side of it. So if I'm just looking at the right side of the house, you see the door right there, you see the thing, the windows. So we had 2 windows where the beading was messed up, so that. So right there, right there. And then I'll measure the way up. We're gonna measure it, put your measurements, and then that's what you need to do. Alright, since that was the only damage on the exterior, now we're headed to the roof. Alright, place your ladders. First thing you wanna do, pictures of the drip edge, the number of layers. So you see this drip edge right there. It's painted from the picture. Lift it up, see the layers right on there. Valley metal. You see it's spinning down the valley, so you got valley metal. Check the pitch. So the reason we put the clipboard down, because obviously the roof is a little, it's a roof. In order to get a better reading on the pitch gauge, we use a Yep. So pitch gauge, clipboard right there, take a picture. I'll change this way. Shingle, pitch, valley. Now we headed up to find some damages. We'll take an overview of the whole roof, finish our drawing. All right, so I just wanted to pause it real quick. So that shingle gauge is a little different than the 12-1. Usually you guys want to use the 12, I think it's 12-1 or 11-1. So that was a little different, but Also, note the cougar paws. Cougar paws are very important. You don't want to fall off no roof. You can get on the roof in like some Pumas or something, but those are for very not steep roofs. So anything above, I think a 4, you or 5, you definitely want some cougar paws. So. All right, so once you got your roof drawn, you got all your vents specified. You just saw me mark up all the vents, all the soft metal. Same thing we did with the gutters, we're doing up here as well. And then now we're looking for damages on the roof. So because we've ordered an Eagle View, which means that we're already going to get our measurements already. So I'm not doing really any measurements because we've already ordered it, right? I will do 1 or 2 just to make sure that the Eagle View that we do get is accurate. So I'll probably run my line. Here, I'll just show you how to do it. Start at the top. Send that bad boy down. Alright, it's a little windy, so we'll do it the other way. So there's 1910. What I'll do is come back to my drawing. Find that slope, which is this one. 1910. So when I get my Eagle View, I'm gonna make sure that slope is that size when I get it.
Alrighty.
But you would do that exact same process. If you don't have the Eagle View, you would do that on each slope or each side of one slope. Since I did the front, run it down there, run it down that one, so forth and so forth, so you get the sizes of the slope. Take your 100 pick and measure the ridge vents. Ridge vents, you want to do that as well. And now we're looking for damages. 10 by 10 square. So 10 feet wide, 10 feet out. Look for hail damages within that 10-foot square. Once you find them, circle, mark them, and then get close-ups of each one. I'm looking for good.
And that's how you get down the ladder. Proper way.
4 points. That's pretty much it, man. Nothing spectacular. Actually, Ray did a wonderful job of editing it, I think. So I thought it was. Any questions? Any thoughts, ideas, opinions? No. Okay. And that.
I had a quick question. Well, so you were marketing things with chalk. You were just marketing damages?
Yes, sir. So exactly. So I use the chalk to chalk the soft metal, so the gutters, the vents. Yeah, and it's just regular old elementary school tic tac toe chalk. Yeah. So, but yeah.
Okay. And what were you taking the pictures for? Like, what are you going to do with all that information that
So
you
it's just,
did?
yeah. So once we have all those pictures and all that information, all our measurements, we're then gonna go into the office and write up the report to submit to the insurance company. We're gonna say, "Hey, insurance company, you sent me out to review hail damage. I found hail damage on this window, and here's a picture of it." Does that make sense? And actually,
Yes.
next week we'll actually go through, uh, actually creating that estimate and creating that report. So as how do you know if the damage was a recent storm? So, usually when you receive a claim, they'll give you the reports, the hail reports, and the weather reports. So usually the insurance company do that for you. If not, then you could actually Google it and see if there was a hailstorm in that area. But usually it'll be included with your assignment packet. So another question: could it have? Yep, it could have happened earlier under a previous policy. Yes, but our assumption is that it's this policy. The carrier gave us the weather report that shows that it was a hailstorm in this area on this day, and if their insurance policy is in force, then we're going to use that insurance policy. Now there may be some subrogation along the way, but the insurance companies will usually work that out. Usually, uh, if not, then that's something that we have to specify as well. Is there subrogation? Meaning, is there somebody else that could be responsible for this damage? So,
I noticed you only did that outside. Is there
mhm.
any situations where you'll have to like kind of assess damages on the inside?
Absolutely, yes, sir. So, anytime there's interior damages, or anytime there's a um, exterior hole or something that caused water or wind or damages on the inside, then yes, we definitely want to go inside. So, or if the homeowner said, "Hey, this is messed up in here," then we'll go inside. Uh, and it's essentially the same process. You take pictures and measurements, uh, and essentially you want your pictures, your measurements, everything to tell a story for the most part. Here's the front of the house, here's the window with the damage, and then your estimate is gonna. Here's what it's gonna cost to replace that window. You know what I mean? With your estimate. So, cool. Alrighty, so if nothing else, I'll keep going. So I thought, alrighty, so I'm actually going through some training right. Well, I've actually been through the training. I'm just rewatching the videos to refresh it. But I'm working with Allstate right now, and one of the training videos that they provided, I thought was really beneficial. I thought it would, definitely help you guys going forward. So I just wanted to play it for you. Or go ahead, Tamar.
What? I'm sorry. Was I
No,
supposed to say so?
no. I thought
Oh,
you had that I'm about to say something face. You know what
oh
I'm saying?
no. I'm good. I'm listening. I'm paying
Oh,
attention.
okay. All right, cool. So I thought it was a good video to show you guys. Now, again, we're just family. None of it doesn't have any like off the wall proprietary information. This is all general information, general knowledge. So I think it's safe to share it with you guys. But also, Allstate is a good carrier that you could, hop on their roster, hop on their application train. So, all right, cool. So we'll go ahead and get this one started.
Welcome to our course on Wind Hail Inspections, Vendor Edition. My name is Dan. Joining us on this journey is my
I'll also note that the inspection that we did was with a different carrier, so different carriers have different expectations when you're doing a inspection. So Allstate is a little different. You may notice that I've done some things on my inspection that Allstate says don't do. So just keep in mind that all carriers are different. So.
co-facilitator, Kelly. Kelly is going to review our agenda for this session.
At the end of this session, you will be able to identify do's and don'ts of damage evaluation, describe the steps when completing a brittleness test, and discuss talk paths you can use during the course of your inspection.
Now that we've reviewed our agenda items for the course, let's head on over to the training room to get started.
Great idea, Dan. See you all in the training room. First up, let's take some time to cover proper etiquette and setup prior to the inspection.
Wear your company branded clothing, ID badge, or digital badge to present to the customer when introducing yourself.
Ensure you have earbuds or headphones to receive sensitive information from the virtual adjuster.
Make sure that your device is fully charged between inspections and that you have a battery backup with you at all times.
Once you are ready to use the Virtual Assist app, make sure you select the correct information. For example, claim number, your name, company name, and state.
Next up, we're going to take some time to discuss damage evaluation. Why don't we head over to an adjuster's desk to take a look at what we should and shouldn't be doing.
Here we have a picture of what you should do. You should put a slash across the shingle that you feel could be potentially damaged. Keep in mind the adjuster will review your recommendations and make the final decision.
Here we have a picture where the hail damage was circled with the number of hail hits identified. This is an example of what not to do.
What other items are there to consider when completing the damage evaluation, Dan?
Great question, Kelly. If you should find any other conditions on a roof, identify them with an abbreviation. For example, NP for nail pop or TR for tree rub.
That's right, and should not label photos as wind damage or hail damage.
Finally, when completing your documentation, damage should always be identified as potential or possible.
Hey Dan, we covered a lot of information. How about if we do a quick recap?
Kelly, it's almost as if you could read my mind. Do you want to go first?
Sure thing. First, we covered that you need to use slash marks instead of circles when indicating potential damage.
That's right. And don't forget, you should not indicate the number of shingles damage on the roof without the direction from the adjuster.
Then we moved on to stating that you can identify conditions of the roof using abbreviations, and a few examples were given.
Then we talked about not labeling photos stating wind damage or hail damage.
Then we finished it up with making sure you document damage using either the word potential or possible.
So what's next on our agenda, Kelly?
Dan, next up, we're going to spend some time talking about the brittleness test.
Hey, Kelly, I have a great video we can use to show everyone how to perform the brittleness test. I'm sure the class might like a little break from us.
Fair point, Dan. Let's watch the video and then we will cover some pointers afterwards.
So whenever you do the test, the first thing you're going to do is find a good location. If you can see where I'm standing here, we have a crease shingle. I know it's a little bit difficult to see on the camera there, but this is a wind damaged crease. So whenever you're looking for a location, you're going to try and find a location that's near the damages and with a lot of exposure to the conditions. So here we have an area, again, with our wind damaged shingle. So typically what we're going to do is find an area near the damages because we're simulating a repair. We want to make sure that the shingles that we're testing are in the same condition as the shingle that's damaged. So I'm going to select, being that this is our damage area here, I'm going to select these three tabs for our test. So after you've identified your area, go ahead and take your tool and start loosening up the shingles. Now, when you start loosening up these shingles, if you feel like you're causing more damage to these shingles, you need to stop immediately. We've got all our three tabs loosened here. So the next thing we're going to do is, for labeling purposes, we're going to label the area. So So what I like to do with these 3 tabs is draw around my test area, and then I'm going to label. Whenever we're labeling, we want to do front, right, left, or rear. Everyone knows where the front of the house is. Everyone knows where the rear of the house is. Directionals can be a little confusing. So let's just say this is our front. And I'll always write Bruno's test. Okay, so after that, go ahead and take you a photo. It's important to take photos throughout this process. If you have file reviewers and things back like that looking through your files, they need to make sure it's being done to make sure we're being consistent and compliant. The next thing you're going to do is the actual test itself. So grab your tape measure. Now what we're going to do, we're going to lift these shingles up again. We're simulating a repair. We do not want to lift these shingles up past the 45-degree angle. So take your tape measure, slide it under your first shingle here. And then the top 2, do the same thing. Do not pull these shingles up past the 45-degree angle. That is simply unnecessary for repair. So after you hold those up, I go ahead and take a photo usually when I'm out in the field. Leave them there for a second and drop them back down. Now your test is done. The next step is going to be inspecting the area to see if your test caused further damages to the shingles. So you're going to be looking for additional tears and possibly your keyholes. You're going to be looking for excessive amounts of creasing or granule loss along the crack. In this case, this test, it passed. After that, go ahead and snap your photos for your file reviewers, and you are good to go. That's how you do a Bruno's test.
Great video, Dan. Thanks for the suggestion. Let's cover the highlights of what we just watched and maybe some additional information.
Here we go on a brittleness test recap.
First up is the what. The brittleness test is one of the tools we use to help determine the repairability of the roof during the repair process.
That's right. And when it comes to the when, the test should only be completed once covered damages are confirmed by the adjuster.
And finally, the how. Never test if the air temperature is less than 45 degrees. Test in the sunlight and avoid areas of shade or overhanging trees. A brittleness test is performed on each directional slope that has been identified with damage.
Kelly, now that we've covered all of that, how about we try a little role playing around how the conversation between the vendor and the customer will go?
What a great idea, Dan. As we go through this exercise, I want you as a learner to keep track of what the vendor includes in their talk pass. You will be asked to do the same. We will have a recap at the end.
See you at the scene, Kelly.
You bet, Dan.
Hello.
Hi, Mr. Dan. This is Kelly with ABC Vending Service. And I just wanted to let you know I'm running a little early today.
Okay. Alrighty. So the rest of it actually goes into what we talked about last week: customer service, how to reach out to the client, all that good stuff. So this case being that we are referring to field stuff, we're going to keep it at that. So any questions in regards to what you just watched? No?
So Cecil, you were mentioning earlier about the carriers. I noticed that Allstate is a little different from the carrier that I use in terms of like what their requirements are.
Mhm.
And like the carrier that I do, they actually want you to put like the hell hits. They want you to, indicate what's what. Again, each carrier is different. I've worked with some carriers that want you to use moisture meters inside the homes, and I've worked with some that don't want you to use moisture meters at all. I've had some that want you, to have a minimum of 8 pictures when you do just your elevations. And then I have some that's like, as long as you get all 4 sides or ever how many sides of the home. So you just want to make sure that you pay attention to what the carrier is asking, because you do not want to keep getting rejections, because
Oh, yeah.
that's how you get on the short list.
Right. Ain't that it?
Yes.
Another thing that I just started getting this from another carrier that I'm working with as well. So they actually do like holdbacks. So they'll pay you for the claim, but they'll keep a portion of it for like 6 months or something. And then once the claim is closed, once it's been paid, once the carrier is satisfied, then they'll give you the rest of the money. So that's new for me this month. So that's another thing about, carriers being different. Yeah, I mean, so. Cool. All right, well, that's essentially all I got. So again, we're gonna keep chugging along. Next week we'll take our inspection that we showed you today, and we'll write it up as an estimate next week. Show you how to do. We'll do a simpler one. We'll show you how to sketch it. And, add some roofing items and all that good stuff. So, cool beans. All right. Well, if nobody has nothing else, today gonna be an early day then. I'm cool with that. You know what I mean? I am okay with that. Thank y'all for coming out. God bless you. Good day. Same time next week, Sunday at 7 p.m. If anybody has any other closing remarks, if not, I love y'all. Ain't nothing you can do about it.
Thank you. Awesome module tonight. Y'all have a good night.
All righty.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you.